As the meeting time for an unexpected confession at Tumbleweed Inn approaches, a storm is about to break in Cal's life. The painful truths behind his wife Karen's mysterious messages are strong enough to shake his routine order. The revelation of these truths will turn into a confrontation leading to unexpected outcomes for everyone. Before we dive into our story, don't forget to subscribe and like this video to not miss out on the most striking stories about cheating and marriage. Now, I invite you to this emotional journey. If you're ready, let's start the video.
Heading to Tumbleweed Inn at 3 p.m. for a confession that might end my 11-year marriage to my wife Karen, I felt an odd unrest in my stomach. This bar where we had met would be a silent witness to the news I feared. Signs of Karen's betrayal, staying late at the office, diminishing sexual interest with me, provocative clothes she only wore away from me, were leading to an ever-growing gap between us. Upon arriving at the bar, Karen was intimately conversing with a foreign man. The legacy of silence from my father and the advice that had protected me in my business life was now my armor against personal betrayal. I approached and greeted them, prepared for what might come next with a loveless greeting. "Mr. Steinbeck, or should I say Mark, we brought you here to disclose that your wife and I have a physical connection," said Jason, a man as foreign as his name, with an unsettling naturalness. The expected confession was somewhat anticipated but still devastating, with my pocket recorder capturing every word. The absurdity of Karen's logic, that this relationship was just about sex and Jason respecting my marital rights, would have been laughable if not for the pain of betrayal. With my father's wisdom, I managed to stay calm and left them in astonishment. I retreated to my refuge, home, and joyfully greeted my children, Max and Megan, promising them a carefree weekend at Aunt Susan and Uncle Dax. They were unknowingly part of my strategic plan to dismantle the life built on crumbling lies. Monday was the day of impending doom, the day Karen and her lover would face the consequences of their actions. Henry, our family lawyer, would ensure they dealt with the public revelation of their shame and crimes. With the definitive proof I held against Karen and my new alliance with Josh, the bar owner, my resolve was reinforced. I decided to present Karen with the evidence revealing the truths, delivering a blow that would disrupt her style. When the end came for the two lovers, Jason lost everything: his wife, children, home, career. Only Karen, spared from being the victim of her passion for Jason by her employer's barely granted mercy, survived. The day after the big reveal, I decided to meet with Karen. There was something I wanted to give her. Taking the risk of listening to her pleas, I deemed this meeting worthwhile. Our last meeting with Karen was for two things I wanted to give her. First was unlimited visitation with the children, but never with their lovers. Second, I was ready to give her some money to start anew, but this was contingent on her not contesting the divorce. If she contested, I was ready to do everything in my power against her, and Karen still didn't realize what I was capable of. "Am I clear?" I asked her. She looked at me with hopeful eyes, still believing there might be a chance. Perhaps I would forgive her, perhaps we could find a way out of this hell. But I had already made my decision. The second reason for my visit was to give her one more thing. The thing I wanted to give her was evidence showing the infidelity of her true love. I pushed the manila folder toward her. "Please check the dates at the bottom of the photographs," I said. I knew she would be momentarily stunned by the evidence. The photos from last Saturday night were of Jason and another woman. "Were you his true love? You never were," I told her, wishing her a good life as I stood up. Leaving a $20 bill on the table, I walked out, leaving her desperate cries behind as I exited the building. She had a second story. She planned to seek child support through another lawyer she found. But Henry and I were prepared for this as well. In the end, Karen and I went our separate ways. As she tried to start anew elsewhere, my children and I continued to live our lives. Although it would be a difficult process for the children, I knew they would adapt and understand over time. Despite all the pain I had experienced, the wisdom housed in Henry, my father's teachings from the past, and the knowledge that life goes on, I knew that tomorrows always offer a chance for new beginnings, and I was determined to walk my path with wise and strong steps.